Yes. Music down. Tight vibe. Let me get this audio correct. Sounds like I could turn it up a little bit. Probably can. Sipping on that C4. Yo, man, this is a chill one. I'm sipping on that coffee. with the little I forget what that sound is. This is probably like one of the first like chill vibe instrumentals I've ever made. One of the chillest. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are on the planet Earth. This your boy Crypto Bruh, aka More World Peace, the DJ / producer, coming back again with another YouTube video / X video. Shout outs to you if you're on X. I usually read the chat on YouTube. So if you're feeling some type of way, please come to YouTube. Please come over there, chat, because I barely look at the X side. This is like my little podcast. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm feeling about it now. My little podcast. Sponsored by Puffco and Really Bomb Ass Coffee. Today is May 13th, 2024. What's up, y'all? What up, Goonin? What up, Rolando? Crypto Neek? What's up, y'all? Rolando says, "Yerp, I'm about to be back real quick. I've had trouble setting up my SolXEN miner. Probably wait for the official tutorial." Yeah, man, I'm gonna actually give you some insight. I think I got the fucking build down, but what it really is just explanation. Right? Like, if you knew why it was breaking, you would totally be like, all right, for sure. I've gone the extra mile, hung out with GPT, both Zen GPT and, Chat GPT. Those are your best friends in this future. They teach you everything, but I can understand, like, juggling the process is hard. I don't even know how I'm able to keep up with Zen, dude. What it really is, though, is it's when I found out about XENblocks, I learned a lot about command line and terminal, like the history. Like, why the fuck do I even want to be here? So moving that education into SolXEN has been very easy, but I can understand like that process of having to really learn what you're doing to get to the golden pot on the other side. Right? To get the Zunicorn Rainbow Golden Pot, which might be Solana Zen. And I'm going to talk about it for a second. But real quick, again, it is May 13th, 2024. We're closer to 25 than ever before. Just like last year, I was saying the same things. You should probably be planning your 24. Well, now, hey, you probably want to be planning your 25. Today's narratives will not be the future narratives, right? And that's why in Zen world, majority of the time, you're just a FUD deflector. Every 6 months, you're just like, shut the fuck up. Oh, fuck that. That's bad FUD. That's pretty much the day in the life of a Zenian. And that's why, again, I think there's levels to your experience, and you decide where you want to go in this experience. The most simple level is going to be Zen. And Zen is trying to prove, I don't know actually what it's trying to prove, but it is proving something right now. And what's funny is if you've been on the X, I believe there's like there's a discussion right now on Levin's law, from what I've heard. Let's go up and search it real fast. So yeah, what I've been seeing is people have been like, shout out to Jerry.Zen. That's a Zenian though, but he's like, yo, we did it again, guys. Negative 100%, but we are still in profit. Levin's law is working. It's a genius, right? So I believe there was one account that sparked this whole conversation about the whole Levin's law thing. And long story short, Jack Levin once upon a time ago said, you could, a chart can go 99%, 99.999%, and it will still be profitable. Now, it's a hard law to understand because you actually need to get in the pool to be part of it. And to me, it's an exposing tool. Not to say, oh my God, I caught you, but it's more of like, when you're doing research, like you want reactions, and then you want to see things be exposed to, you can be like, okay, cool, we identify that thing, like awesome, it's exposing itself in the experiment. So in this experiment, what I'm realizing is there's people who aren't actually minting all the time. They didn't have any mints coming out during this splurge of low gas and no attention on Ethereum. Like Ethereum's had no attention on the specific chain for over a month, maybe 2. So you've had time to comprehend Zen again. The crypto gods gave you time. Look at this shit, gave you time. There was a couple of reminders. Hey, you remember 21? You remember 10? So currently right now we're experiencing something which I think you better pray to God that this gas goes down, which it doesn't look like it. But if you've noticed, we haven't had any moments in the day where it's just been increasing gas. And there's a lot of speculation. If you follow the channel on Friday, I was talking about people were starting to talk about ALTseason as if it was a push. Like, hey, this might happen, right? Everybody was looking at the same chart, making the same settlement off of this. Hey, it might happen, right? And we just experienced this weird dump across the board. So something happened. Some robot decided to play with the market, and this is what they were all waiting for. So now that some sorts of hands have rotated, it's crazy to see it. Even on the Zen side, a hand rotation. Maybe that's just what happens in crypto. Maybe realistically, there's just a group of people who are all thinking the same things, waiting for the same result, and they all do it. There's even some characters in the Zen world, which I think is a positive. I think seeing this wick while the rest of the market is on the same vibe, I think that's a positive. Because you see on DXN, it's not like somebody ran to DXN last night and it was like, I'm gonna dump all my DXN. There was someone that was steadily dumping, but you'll see there's no nasty wick on DXN, right? Very community driven, price action happening over here. Nothing on a main scale of things. Same thing happening on Hex. I mean, I saw that somebody rug pull Hex too, and that's like a mainstream coin. So it seems there was some market manipulation across the board in everybody's motherfucking community. Didn't matter what community you were in. Yesterday, someone tested the waters. They were like, hey, fuck it, I'm out. They just happened to have their hands in everything or something. But yeah, Zen recovered already. You had to be awake at 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to catch this dip. But from what I noticed is, again, it got swooped up. User came in, sold, 128 billion. They sold some over here, some on V2. But then the people or whatever, the bots, the opportunists, right? They came in right after. You'll see it right here, 12:54:23, right? Milliseconds. A couple of milliseconds later, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 buys, bringing it all the way back up to where it was from where that person sold. So this whole like Zen thing is on its own. Like if you're still playing the Zen game, like that's fun. I still believe in Zen, but I'm still treating Zen as a portal coin to a better opportunity, right? The landscape of X1 chain is gonna push crypto as an industry forward, more innovation, more possibilities. you know, and that's the DNA of Zen, which was always going to be rooted. We're going to always root for it, you know, but in these terrible times of price discovery, what I've come to learn is that, yeah, this is a trader's world in the Zen idea. So continuously relating it or debating it with the price is like outdated. So the Levin's law, though, is a positive for people trying to understand Zen, because yeah, you could really mint this shit and your mint is still profitable. It's the most bizarre thing. Like, I was doing it all August, but I wasn't selling. This account here, which is probably possible. So this gentleman, he's got his own stats site where you can track DBZen or DBZen, and you can track PDXN. So if you're in the Pulse chain, you probably want to check this out here. I'm gonna drop this in the chat because this guy seems to be a stats man, highly focused on the Pulse chain, but he's offering some awesome Zen information here too. And what he was saying is basically, once Gwei is above 11, you know, it turns back into a long-term Zen game, because there was some people who made some profit while it was short-term mints. Now, I wasn't thinking about this. I never think about this. Maybe there one day will be my rodeo of like, yo, I'm gonna fucking play the low Gwei game. But I just wasn't doing it. Like, that's just not me. I don't see Zen as a product like that. Like, I want it so I can burn it, or I want it so I can hold it and be a, you know, feel something when it goes green. Yeah, that's why we're holding Zen, so we can feel something when it actually starts, you know, to take off. Because again, I think the tokenomics in Zen are unstoppable, and at its core, it's just taking block space. And yeah, block space, it's should be owned by the people. If you're open source, permissionless, just like Bitcoin, you shouldn't be worried about how people are using your block space, because that's why you made the blockchain, right? It's not like X1 chain is going to be rolled out with this like monitor the user innovation stupid. I don't know how to even put words into it, but yeah, we're not going to be on that shit. We're going to like blow shit up, man. Blow shit up. Find something that needs to be changed or built on top of. And I think Zen is also a cryptocurrency that continues to challenge, what is it even, like, what are we doing here? You know, there's a lot of cryptos that have identity. They have characteristics of other things. You know, there's even Zen characteristic coins now that have their own universe. That's doing its own thing. Literally pitches Zen as if it were in the shit with them, but there are some Zenians in the shit with them, which is like, well, I'm like, yo, that's a whole other multiverse, because I can't even hate. They doing their own thing, and that's how it should be. Like, you should be able to be multicultural in crypto, if that's what we're saying. You know, no one should be able to tell you who the fuck you should be able to rock with. You should be able to vibe with whatever you feel like is, you know, speaking to your education level or to your curiosity level. Yeah, because you might think you're super smart, so it's like, yeah, go hang out with like Avalanche people, because they all think they're fucking super smart. You know, but if you're like vibing, you're just like into culture, it's like, oh yeah, maybe go see the Pulse chain culture, because they got some for show culture over there. I would also recommend ordinal Bitcoin culture. That's like the OG idea. But at the end of the day, that's just block space. So being a Zenian is being a part of like the original culture. And I did not know that they were running this game, because it's just not in my nature. But yeah, those days might be over, bro. You might not be able to make, you know, 4 to 5 day mints, you know, and land some cheap gas to be able to sell the Zen and make a yield. That's classic. So yeah, you can kind of see that pattern here when you're on the hourly. See, on the daily and going long on Zen, it just looks like people are selling whatever they can get their hands on, right? But it's just you're gonna get to a level where you just can't sell it anymore, and gas is the hard denominator in that math problem. And that's the best part about XEN, is that inflation stops as soon as gas goes up. You need risk takers at 21 gwei. And if you're really making this shit, you know that the wholesale price is 3 gwei, 5 gwei, 6 gwei, you know, anything where there's no extra number, single digit gwei, right? So XEN is a very special token, again, in that retrospective. It can go 99%, but as soon as gwei comes into play, it turns into like, it turns a news story of what does the other side of this congestion look like? When will this congestion stop? You know, what are the next moves, right? If congestion going up, that means more ETH is going into DXN, right? Like, or DBZN. So there's so many different types of plays that happen once the congestion go up. But yeah, you need that like 11 gwei, because you can see it here. Now people are gonna start not being in profit when they want to mint it. And then minting will be stupid and buying will be there. And again, we didn't grow in supply because people were buying and hodling. So there's a lot of holders of XEN, right? A lot of people holding XEN because they're waiting for X1 chain. And they're not selling it because they are holding it, right? They're minting it, they're making it, they're holding it. And I think this is a new behavior too that people need to study, because, dude, this is without no smart contract. No smart contract, and people are hodling their fucking coins. Like, that breaks a lot of DeFi. It's like, why don't you just make something that's so valuable that people just want to hold it, like Bitcoin or Ethereum? I was kind of throwing this out there yesterday or earlier today. Like, we are such a separated culture in crypto that there is a whole multiverse built on this idea of like, let's separate Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bruh. Like, those are the starter coin. That's the starter pack. That's the DNA of everything. How you going to separate the motherfucker? Like, of course, that's a super experimental thing that's pumped up by VC funding. Like, what do you think they're about to do right now? Do the same thing. So I think that's a good thing for those that are trying to make money, because I can't knock entrepreneurs stepping into crypto because they want to be a part of the future, right? Again, I am a back end. I'm just kidding. I'm not a dev, but I hang out with the devs, and that's where you want to be, in my opinion. You want to be hanging out with the developers, because you get the bottom floor data, so that you see the trend before all the moon boys show up. And yeah, what they're separating the whole market from and putting all their energy into, which is a great segue, is Solana, dude. Solana. I need to get my Solana, actually. Well, I have some Bitcoins. So if I was you, whew, goddamn, man, I should have did it yesterday. I knew something was up. Something was in the water. Now I'm over here looking at what I could have had, because I'm not a trader. But yeah, so I have some BTC, and that's what I'm moving over to Solana so I can play Solana XEN. Like, why wouldn't I keep it in the same universe? Like, why would I go and buy Solana with fiat to play this game? Like, duh, just use crypto. And that's not kind of why I was like, yo, I think some people might sell their XEN to play Solana XEN, because that's the only way to also get some people to finally shake out some XEN, is they sell it. Or they, I mean, you essentially, you have to sell the XEN into Ethereum and swap the ETH into Solana, because I don't know anywhere where you can just transform a coin without it selling, right? Like that. That's the obvious awkward part of bridging. I had to explain to somebody what the bridging was, because yeah, you're like, what's so crazy is this is the first time XEN is moving out of EVM, and then even though Bitcoin was outside of EVM, it's not like a Solana where you have to find a real pool with real Solana volume. Like, you know, like I was like, yo, I need to get some Solana. So I'm going to go to Coinbase because I don't want to get fucking rugged or something stupid. Like, I'm in a centralized experience, but I want it. So I'm going to go and get it. Right. And that's kind of this might be a new introduction to some people who've only been in Zen, only been in EVM, never stepped into Solana. And now they're going over there trying to bring these behaviors, you know, into a whole new, this is like a whole new community, yo. Even down to the way that you're talking about, like, where is it at? We're keeping our eye on the micro lamports. Yeah, Solana, we're on that ass. We're checking out your micro lamports, which is a different it's gas, it's Gwei, you know. So in Ethereum you have Gwei, right? Polygon uses Gwei, but also Polygon uses Gwei. They have their own metrics, and that's why their shit would say 30, whereas Ethereum would say 20, things like that. But yeah, Gwei comes from ETH. So Solana, again, is not like Ethereum. So they made up their own, not made up, but they created a term to explain their priority fees and micro lamports. Lamports are typically what you send in general. That's the Solana that you send to confirm a transaction. So yeah, we got our eye on you. Cause like, yeah, right now, Solana Zen is cooking. There's a lot of cool shit going on. They dropped a leaderboard. Segwit after Segwit. What up, Dank? What it do, bro? What up, Lita? I see you, Simple. Earn it what it is. What up, My Body and Crypto? Good afternoon, everyone. Really, it's just exploiting hyperinflation of a wedge. Nothing more that what Hex OGs are experiencing. Yeah, if you're a Hex OG, they are in profits, even though the token is 98% down. Yeah, but the Hex thing though, the Hex one is I don't even know. It's back down to where it started for the noobs of Hex who became OGs. So there could be another leg down, which is so fucking crazy. In Zen, new lows are created from sellers with no buyer's market. And that's the part of Zen that I don't understand why people won't latch on to this. But yeah, it will do this cycle many times. But the hodlers will always win because it will go 99% and it will reach a bottom of like new inflation sold. And as long as there's buyers, it will turn around every single time. A lot of crypto projects lack that. And that's why, again, I was saying like what Zen is installing is a behavior of hodling, which Bitcoin had as well, that a lot of coins cannot mimic. A lot of coins cannot mimic a crowd of holders. Usually they have to mask it in the form of a stupid photo. They have people holding $100,000 photos with this perception that it's $100,000 instead of just holding $100,000 worth of Bitcoin and just ride in the wave, dude. You have to hold a fucking blinked out giraffe. If you know, you know, right? So we understand, at least me, I understand that there's two ways to hold $100,000 in crypto, and maybe the token version is the smartest way. But again, that's even hard because you don't know what a foundation is going to do, right? You're trusting VCs, you're trusting other motherfuckers basically to amplify your projection, right? That's old school, bro. Like other motherfucker amplifying your projection is holding you back now, right? So in Zen world, insert Zen, you are betting on congestion. You're betting on everybody else betting on themselves. Because as long as they say, hey, ETH is going to be $19,000, cool. So should Zen, because it's connected to the congestion of the chain. And as long as Ethereum goes up in price, so does minting Zen. As long as gas goes up, so does minting Zen. oh, if only Ethereum goes up and gas goes down, that's fine, because some minted it at 1,500 and some minted it at 3,000. If it's going to 19, then that's still great for Zen, because it's there's, you know what I'm saying? It's always going to be more expensive. It will never be cheaper. The only way it can be cheaper is if Ethereum goes below starting price of what Zen was created at. But then Zen is, again, deflective. It's got the AMP, so there's less coins being made every day, which means eventually days will catch up to the minters abusing the ideology. It's fair in so many different angles, man. That's why, yeah, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Tell me another coin that is like that. Naturally. So yeah, we're at the very bottom of Zen in price compared to any other coin. And I can't believe somebody has this thing on it, which is like a bot or something. I have my own personal beliefs, but this is why it's going to be fire when X1 comes out, and you can really maybe build something. I don't know. You know, it's like you want to build like a monetary club that you can make, or everyone can make money in it, right? It's like even me, like sharing knowledge. You want to bring everybody in. But then there's always going to be humans that want to take the knowledge for bad, right? So having clubs, secret ones that people don't know about, that you can articulate the positive, I feel like, yeah, X1 is going to be so fun, because again, the power is in the hands of the participant. So the users that have been participating the most will have the most leverage in the X1 system. And I think most of these users, again, they're all coming from a like-minded standpoint of progression and innovation. And our blockchain is already as fast as Solana. So I'm hyped, man. I think, yeah, again, like, I've never seen anything like this, and it's hard to compare it to anything else. I'm trying to look for Hex right now, because like it's like, yo, Hex is a vortex. That's just slowing you down, to be honest. I don't even pay attention to the Hex bag. That's just slowing you down. It was fun at one point. That's just slowing you down. There needs to be a whole song for that. Illuminati. Who's that? We're checking out the Lamports. Who sells, who's in? What up, the Oshland? I scooped some Sol this morning. I'm farming solXEN and bought a shit ton to HODL. Ha. Yeah. But yeah, Hex, I don't know. It's up to you if you want to do it. I'm on my villain shit, so currently I don't give a fuck about anything post chain. But I care about my homies in post chain, so I'm gonna at least keep it legit on that one and say, you know, get it how you can. I have some P's in, but yeah, don't get trapped in that Hex clout, because there's a real war going on right now, guys, and the real war. Damn, look at P.o.P. P.o.P.'s looking really nice, actually. Hey, do something with it. See, like it's like you have a Linux open source project in your blockchain. You could do anything with it. Again, I've been my eyes on the public version of Zen. I'm publicly in CBZen. I've been looking for my public park for a while. And again, I think this is a look into the future. People look at OPZen as a look into the future of what the AMP looks like. I think CBZen is a look into the future of what supply shock is going to look like. Because when you look at CBZen behind the scenes and not on the decks, you actually can see that because the gas is so low and it's very unpredictable. And again, so it's going to be suffering the same fate as Zen, where Ethereum will go up, so gas will go up, right? If ETH can go up and up, and we're trying to fractionalize gas to make it lower and lower. But again, I think we could move into a world where people are actually talking about their gas being more of a subsidy. So you you have multiple gas stations or multiple blockchains, all with different subsidies of gas for the Ethereum base layer, and they're just shuffling you around. They're already doing it now with like Base and Blast, Arbitrum, Optimism. Like, you're already the guinea pig. If you the motherfucker that keep floating around trying to grab all these airdrops, you're the guinea pig for these people. And like I am betting on that with CBZen, that people will continue to guinea pig themselves around the issue for a long period of time. Like, they're going to build legacy into these things. Like, I mean, think of like the real world. Like they just continue to build roads, but roads are fucking trash on everywhere. So legacy just continues on, even though legacy be bad, bro. So why wouldn't crypto have the same corrupt DNA? You get me? Right? And like X1 is a whole other experience. We're moving out of this clusterfuck of this idea of scale. Solana's also trying to do it, but again, they're masking it in the wrong way again, right? So Solana's basically doing it again, and in a different way, right? Like I said, they're masking it in a different way. Instead of calling it gas, they're calling it micro land ports, right? Instead of saying gas, they're saying priority fees, which they do have in Ethereum, but nobody really talks about priority fees, because in ETH, only people who care about that are like traders. But contracts always float through, right? They always confirm. So you really don't think about it unless you really need it, you know? Unless you're really trying not to stand in line on Ethereum. You're like, all right, I'll change the priority fee. But in Solana, it's a verbiage. This is, you better know this term, because if not, you're on a flat fee that's typically going to be a failed transaction. Like I'd be looking at this stuff. I have to be nerding out now that we're on Solana. Man, Solana is straight up. Look at choose a cluster, right? Cluster. They're just using fun ass fucking space words. I'm shitting on them. But yeah, they're using fun words to bait in young developers, in my opinion. Because crypto or blockchain is free technology, and that's why, again, the way that the angle of Fair Crypto to do a research project based on full blocks, is fun. It's like bringing back block. There was a block size war in Bitcoin. So essentially, instead of it just being inside of the quorum of the community of like two Bitcoiners going back and forth about how big a block size should be or how blocks should be used, Jack Levin is utilizing a community or leveraging a community's curiosity to bring this conversation to the overall industry, right? It was like, now we're talking to everybody, even Solana, like, hey, well, what does your blocks feel like when they're at capacity? There's a research community that would like to know, can this really handle mass adoption? Like, if the day came where it's Mayday, every block is full, is the chain gonna fucking fall apart, or is it going to take the punches and go, right? So again, it's okay if it goes down and then it comes back up, but it's like, how long down, how long up, how long down, up, right? And that's the fun part of it, in my opinion, is watching Solana recover and then everybody attack it again, and then maybe it goes down and then it recovers. And I think each recovery, it should get stronger and stronger, and this is why it's going to be good for Solana. So I mean, if Solana can recover from the Zen world, it's just a cluster in the internet. If people want to use Solana, it survived Zen, and I think that's a positive for their brand, because Zen destroyed everything else and proved that they're not future proof, right? They're not ready for mass adoption. So again, if Solana and X1 were like the two leading blockchains in the next step in legacy, that's awesome, because also Solana Zen opens up the experience of like, oh wow, you can do proof of work on top of the blockchain. You can essentially hash new projects, new ideas with the blockchain itself, instead of making a smart contract and keeping it with some boundaries. Or I shouldn't say it like that, but you can keep, it's really whatever you want to do with the token afterwards. You need a community that can, have the imagination of what the fuck we can do with it next. I think in the Zen world, that's why we're excited about X1 chain, because that is what the fuck we're doing next. Right. And it's like, it's funny, really, really funny to me, watching everybody come to the conclusion that I've already been at since October when we first released XENblocks. When I saw the leverage system that XENblocks was going to take from everyone who came in and disrupted the Zen world, right? I think Zen was very disrupted, and that's why it went down the way it had to go down back in August, right? The 9 weeks of straight down, the 9 weeks of the 9 weeks of did you get out of Zen? Did you get into XENblocks? This right here, bro. The 9 weeks. So right here, between August 14th and October 9th, a lot of confusion. A lot of people were just holding their Zen to burn it for X1 chain. They weren't actually having fun, I guess. I was like, what? I didn't, I'm still having fun. But yeah, I jumped into XENblocks in this part right here. And yeah, I seen the vision, which was you cannot release a layer 1 with a token like Zen, unfortunately. It would be awesome, but there's just too much human manipulation that's possible, like from all angles. Like you could try to make it as public as possible, but someone's going to intervene and try to throw it off track for their personal advantage. Not to like be evil, but because that's just how humans work. Like greed is usually what ends everything. And in Zen, we have these capitulation moments that really show you, the greediest parts are going to be the ones at the top. So we haven't had one of those in a while. That's what everyone's waiting for. You're in the loop. If you're here now, you're pretty much in the loop. Whenever this does decide to finally take off again, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people who are holding now that are going to sell it down, and the cycle will continue. But this is why, again, XENblocks is so important, because now you have the security coin in the system where people like myself who have XEN, right? I'm mining the security coin. So if XN were to drop in price because somebody came over, so this is why I'm saying this protects your Zen. You would think someone will make a bunch of Zen, burn it, and try to dump XN, which they're gonna do. That's the obvious attack. Like the obvious attack is to get Zen, burn it, and dump the XN, right? And when people do that, then the users who are on the security layer, who understand how the proof of work side works, will then inject our XN in the space of where that XN was to grab it out of the pool, right? Because I made my coins, so I'm gonna basically sell my coins to someone willing to sell XN for XN, and it's gonna rebalance the way the system works every single time, because there's always gonna be a buyer at the bottom of a gigantic sell. Versus if there was only Zen, then if someone came in, burned a bunch of Zen, sold it, then the XN would essentially have no buyer at the bottom. There would be no security. It would just keep going to zero, just like Zen, right? And then you'd have to wait for the 99% cycle, right, to come about so you can sell the top of your fucking shitcoin, the normal shit. La-dee-do, la-dee-dee. Welcome back to 2023, right? But yeah, with XENblocks, that instantly is curbed, because again, you have a competition of users that want to be at the top. Because as soon as I inject my XN into XN, I'm gonna lose some, so I'm not at the top anymore. So I need to go bump my hashes up so I can get back up to the top, because I still, you want to be the king on the hill. right? And you can make these coins. These coins are made with pure electricity. All right, computation electricity. We're getting ready to expose this with Solana and make Solana itself a fucking proof of work machine. So then everybody can do this experiment if they want to, right? And then again, if you want the true value of this experiment, you would want to be getting into XENblocks, because that's where the ideology lives. That's where the core of this weird experiment is that's most valuable, because X1 chain is what we're going to be protecting. I don't care so much about Solana, so I get solXEN, and my instinct is to sell it into Solana and then sell it into something else, right? That goes back to what I was talking about in the beginning of the stream of how do we create new hodlers that don't just look at Bitcoin and Ethereum as the things that they keep in their wallet, right? Like, we don't give a fuck about any other coin, to be honest. The bag, at least, you can see it right here. The bag don't care, bro. The bag don't care about these shit coins. Bro, that's VC money. Still can't believe Shiba Inu is holding number 12. Crazy. It's pumping right now, though. Damn, see, they're trying to pump the altcoins. I'm spitting too much facts. Let me shut the fuck up. What up, Joe? What up, ADZ? Or Ortiz. What's up, fam? I love the content. I'm getting my son into XENblocks and solXEN. Hell yeah. That's where it's at, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, the next generation is not going to be buying their cryptos. They're going to be making it. They're going to be finding it. We're going to be living in a very influential world of augmented experiences. It's already here. Look at the Pokemon Go motherfuckers. They're everywhere, bro. They still Pokemon going. That's the part that blows my mind. Like, everything fell off in augmented world, but Pokemon Go, dude, that's a really big behavior. That's huge. Them shits don't even exist. People outside Pokemon going. People traveling the world of Pokemon Go. Shit, shit helping the travel business. But yeah, like that's where I'm at with this crypto world. I think a lot of users don't know what they're doing. And at the end of the day, it's about the layer ones. That's where the big money opportunity is going to be. It's not going to be in some stupid side coin. And then the second greatest opportunity that I think of of the next 10 years is the discovery of block space value. When the world discovered, wow, we can actually build on top of it. Right? Look at the inception on Bitcoin. It literally saved the Bitcoin with the Taproot, with the ordinals. That shit saved the Bitcoin. There's a multiverse of speculation now. And now they multiverse that bullshit. I got OpCat and Merlin chain. Crazy. This shit gonna go on and on. They're already building 15-year matrix on top of Bitcoin's fractionalized block space. Right? Ethereum itself is trying to understand how to fractionalize gas. User computation. That's a fascinating part, because actually that might be the smartest thing out. I honestly think that that's where we are with that. And that's why Ethereum is still a good hold, because not everyone can be on one chain. Right. But there are things to tackle on how to get people to comprehend that they can be. Right. And that's the cool thing about layer 2s and Ethereum, is the best ones will be the ones that adopt the Ethereum and use it as like the gateway of information. That's again why I like CVXen, why I like Optimism Zen. They're using ETH as a solo gas coin, which helps bridge education. You ain't got to learn about the way this shit works. You just know I'm using Ethereum, right? And that's kind of why I think, again, you have to ask yourself, why are these coins even worth my attention? So Solana just ends up being chosen because everyone chose it. I see Bitcoiners talking about Solana now on X. Everybody's talking about Solana. It's everyone. I heard it through the grapevine 2 years ago, 2022. or actually it'd be 3. 21, I really heard about Solana. Like people were saying, you're sleeping on this. And that's when it was, yeah, it was so cheap back then. Oh, nah, never mind. I guess I was getting hyped in. Yeah, I learned about it right here in the summer. Oh, wait, actually, I learned about it in the summer of 2021. Fuck. What you doing, boy? Yeah, when it was $24, $23, and it had a tiny dump here after they had a lot of successful marketing plans. What I'm saying by that is I learned about Solana because the FTX, before FTX crashed, they put hella money behind Solana to get it in front of faces. Like they put a lot of money into getting it in front of faces, and they were selling the Solana while they were getting it in front of the faces. So that was a little bit of some kryptonite. It's like, hey, do I get into this project? Because I know they're selling basically the token to fund the marketing, which they usually say they're doing. But you can see the marketing, and plus the FTX collapse really showed how strong Solana could become, right? And that's why, again, I think Solana is doing pretty good right now. And the problem with Solana is their architecture of nodes collide and all those collisions cause the chain to stop sometimes. So the collisions can happen if the blocks are too full, and that's why when a lot of people jump on Solana at one time, you need to understand how to set a priority fee in order for you to jump ahead, because you can see the low is 3,000, which is like very close to the base fee that you would get like on a Phantom wallet, right? Because you're gonna use Phantom wallet, and Phantom wallet is not set up yet to understand priority fees, because again, Solana at its core cluster is in beta. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is in beta, so it is still working the kinks out and does not yet have full exposure to this. But if you use command terminal, you can build applications that use a Solana client on the computer, and use some of the processing power of the computer to push through to the other side. And that's why, again, you can see the high is way different, 129,000 compared to 3,000. That's why your transactions are failing on Solana, because you cannot compete with these larger accounts. And then these accounts, again, it's just like gas on Ethereum. People slow down on whatever they're doing, and then your opportunity comes, your transaction goes through, right? So that's all I'm seeing here is an exposure to really make Solana, prove to the world that, yo, we're ready for mass adoption. And there's no better test than the XEN test. And again, the XEN test is a benefit for Solana. If Solana passes, like, even if you're a Xenian, you should be like perked up, like, oh shit, damn, thank God I was there when they did the Solana fucking stress test when it was $150, right? You won't, and then just like the ordinal things, ordinals were right under everybody's nose. People got rune stones and they still act like they just found that shit. Like, nah, man, the whole industry moved there and only certain people picked up on it. And if you were in Zen, we had objects in that world to pick up on something early. You just had to build like you were going to do something. And yeah, a lot of people got rune stones and bitmaps, all that first generation shit. And if you were smart and you played it right, you should have been selling it. That's why I started selling my bitmaps a couple months ago, because I was like, yo, you can't start to build this like ideology that you're going to make this shit better. Like, this was the first rodeo, right? There will be more rodeos. But understanding why the technology was attractable is the key, in my opinion. Yeah, it's really the block space. The way people are holding the block space allows for that competition. It allows for that speculation. It allows for that my balls are bigger than yours competition as well. So yeah, Solana will get better if it could have that, because I can see also people spinning up more of these hashing algorithm proof of work coins in the Solana environment, because it only helps Solana, right? It feeds the validators the Solana. Oh yeah, and there's like no fucking Solana, dude. Check it out. So Solana has a circulating supply of 575 million, but there's only 448 out there in the reality. And the way that they make more coins is by transactions. So as you do transactions on Solana, you make Solana for the validators, they sell that onto the market, and then the people get to trade it, right? So this is an infinite supply, but again, it's got metrics built into it for basically it to promote for people to join the network. That's why it is pretty interesting. Like, granted, you need a super powerful computer and you need a shit ton of coins to be at the top. But if you facilitate some sort of idea to do it, man, hey, it's there for you. And again, Solana sitting here at $150, knowing that the rest of the crypto market is fucking dick riding it now, makes you wonder, you know, this is just probably a pit stop for sure. This is just a pit stop. I haven't seen people dick ride a coin like this since XRP concept of it being a bank. Like that, this might be a bank. Avalanche didn't even get this much love. Man, Avalanche is down bad. Cardano, the VCs are still pumping it. Lows. Hey, bro, do you think XEN will break Solana? I hope so, that it does a positive thing. It will break Solana chain. Yeah, but it's looking like it will break Solana. We're having, I don't know if they changed the code, but here, we'll go to it real fast. In my description, I do have the setup, so you can get set up on this if you want to. Gotta go to the photo though. Gotta go to the photo though. But it was going off earlier. Oh man, I've been Solana balanced out over here. All right, let's see. Let's see if it works. So like what's been happening is that when you set up the miner, you need to have a priority fee. And what we've noticed is the priority fee has been going up and up and up. So a lot of people, a lot of people noticed that, hey, I need to put more behind, you know, my transaction, more fee behind it, so I can actually push a hash to the blockchain. And as more and more people started to understand this, everybody started to do it. So then it just got to a point where like we were all getting RPC timeout errors. Some people would stay on, some people wouldn't, you know. And like right now, this is the same thing that's happening. It's showing me that it has a couple working, but I don't have any X's here that will tell me that it's confirmed to the chain. You know what I'm saying? So it's still running kind of slow. And this is pretty high priority fee. This is 300,000 micro LAN ports. So just like how here it's at 131,000. That's what this test is faster than that. So theoretically, what I was doing for some of mine, these are what they call flags. So -F is a flag for fee. So I would just match it with what the real world was. That's how I've been testing it to try to get a really good perception. So I'll just do let's just do 3,200. Or you probably want to do 10 over. So we'll do 142. And like the reason why I was doing this was because I wanted to see how much it was going to cost. Like how many you can get. But you can see here we ran this one in We got a few. So we'll see how many we get here. But it looks like it's running better. Let's see what they're saying over here. Get pull goody Y. What's that? Oh, I don't know. I think it's just the luck of the luck right now. But you see how this one's a lot slower because the priority fee is much lower. So that's where the experiment is right now, is what does XEN do to like Solana? Like, what happens to Solana when everyone is trying to grab a couple of these? So there's like a solution that's out there right now to try to speed this up. Right now, what is being said is you have one address that's searching for one coin. So it's using like one thread out of 4 threads. So a proposed solution by Jack is to turn this into like a deck of cards where you're hashing like diamonds, clubs, and hearts. Like you would be hashing those, and then every time you get a flush, like all 4 cards, that would confirm as like one hash for XEN. So, yeah, it's pretty complicated. That's why, it's hard to make a guide for this right now because it's still growing every day. And I think the day that it's like done, you'll still be able to get in, if you haven't watched a guide or set it up by yourself. But yeah, I recommend it. I recommend getting ahead of the curve, and just learning how to hash on top of Solana, because we're figuring something out that no one's ever done before, especially the four where is it at? The 4 threads conversation. Jack was talking about this shit. So yeah, continue to expand crypto. Once you think you're done, you're not at all. Yeah, he was like, would be easy to consolidate, and could be a game of collection of various variants first, then merge. So like, yeah, he was just already thinking of this shit. But yeah, yesterday they had like discovered it. So you can go back, follow the XEN Telegram in the guides below. There's the Telegram. And yeah, once everyone kind of comes to a consensus as a team, I guess you can say, as a group, that there's a big ass issue, typically Jack starts to look into it and tries to figure out why it's happening, because he's the mastermind, I should say, of what the purpose is. So the purpose is to fill up blocks, right? And that's why what he was realizing is we're all getting timeouts because you need 4 programs to be running for all 4 threads. That way you can have a thread fail, but the program's still going. Then you're filling up the slot, because the slot has 4 threads, and that's how each transaction floats into the thread. So we're discovering how to really use Solana. That's kind of how I'm feeling right now. I'm like, damn, we're really in Solana. And XEN is going to be a reflection of how their block space is, or it's gonna be like, how do you say, it's like a bond of the block space. So if you believe in Solana, technically you would want some XEN because it's a representation of it, right? It's like a bitmap, a hard coded bitmap. Now, yeah, people could say like, oh, you guys are just making your own sculptures. They would call it spam though. You guys are making your own spam in the park. You're throwing that shit everywhere. Right? If you look at it like as spam, it's kind of gross. But I would say it's sculptures because it's just hard memory on the chain. And at the time to make it, it takes a lot of chain memory to generate this sculpture called XEN. And yeah, I could see how that could make someone uncomfortable who just wants to send a transaction on the net. But I would honestly say, isn't that what you don't want, right? Like, what if there's a panic and there's a bank run? That means you're fucked on that chain, right? And that's not real ownership. And I kind of feel like that's what is another deeper research project that no one's really doing in crypto is why the fuck are you even over there? Why do you even like that? Oh, look at this shit timed out. Damn. So you'd have to run it again. This is what people's lives are going to be like. I think some people will make a loop, so when it times out, it just refreshes and goes again. But yeah, see, it's timing out because it's running into connection issues with the RPC. And yeah, this is what we're debugging now. We're not, I mean, it's a bug for us because we like, yo, we want the whole block. We don't want no RPC issues. We don't want the RPC to cramp out. We want it to be smooth. But we're gonna keep hitting it until until they drop a solution. But yeah, see, that's what I mean by Solana. Like, if other people are gonna basically chill Solana and say, yo, I think there's an idea to build over here, then I'm trying to grab some block space at $149. Like, if this is it, like, okay, cool. Like, now I'm alert. Like, all right, it's really alert. I should have been alerted at $24, but I waited till it was $149. And like, what? I'm gonna wait till it's $595. This is just like the Zen theory. Like, people are watching the Zen world at the lowest price possible, and they're just gonna wait until it's up here to finally get in. There's so many purposes of learning going on right now, yo. So many angles of principle. Like, why the fuck are you even over there? Maybe it's a self-battle thing you got to go through. Kendrick said it. I love spam with eggs. I love spam with eggs. Hey, they're sculptures, bro. Like, see, if you change the ideology of spamming Solana and taking the blocks, then theoretically we're filling a garden with a bunch of sick ass sculptures. You know, it's like fountain sculpture, whatever you want to do. Depends on how hard you want to mine. There's some more fucking alpha in the mix here, which is this amp, dude. So you see, like, people are still mining, which raises the question of like, yo, what if people do decide to do this, and like, even though you can't get in, they're the ones trying to articulate the command line to be first, because no one's stopping them. Right? Again, if you can mine XEN and there's a buyer on the other side, why wouldn't you be the seller? They can't get it. And it's the first sculpture of block space on Solana, bitch. So you're probably going to want this one before everybody else comes in and, you know, hey, no, hold up. My sculpture's way better. Bring your demand to my command line. I'm going to do XYZ, the normal like crypto pitch, the used car salesman crypto pitch that they give you, like, yo, my shit's going to do this shit better than that shit over there. Yeah, whatever that is. Again, I like my wallet full of X coins on whatever network. I'm only there for the X coins. I came to Solana for the X coins. But yeah, so right now this is running pretty smooth at a decent idea. So again, what I'd recommend is, if you're gonna set it up, use this right here, this quick node. I'll drop this in the thing too. Your X hex. I got a whole bunch of 420. You know, my XEN weed is pretty good right now. I got 144 XEN weed coins. It's a fucking party in my super hashes. And okay, here's another sauce it up. But what you can do as well. Oh man, I hate that it does this for me. Why you do me like this? I'm sorry. Oopsies. All right. So what you can also do is you can run 2 windows at one time. I can pull this out. So there is also this wave that people are going to be doing. So I'm giving away all the secrets right now. But you since Solana doesn't work off of like doesn't work like an EVM, and an EVM is nonce based, so that the blocks are in strings. This is more like a DAG, but it's not really a DAG because it's not it's not a DAG. And what it is it's basically floating transactions that try to land in slots. And then as it lands in the slot, it's confirmed and it's A-OK. You know, it's not so focused on when, where, and how it gets in the slot. It's just focused on when, where, and how did it get out the slot, right? In traditional crypto, you are kind of looking for when and where did it hit so that you can work backwards on any errors after it leaves. And that's what announce speaks to, for at least for me. Like when I see announce, that's kind of what I'm understanding. Like, oh, okay, my issue started right here. So in Solana, again, they don't have announces on the transactions. So XEN built one in, and basically it's just using like a cluster of everybody. It's like using the listener to listen to everything. And then as everybody is like confirming things, it makes like announce. And then your transaction is like put in that announce inside of the hash. Fucking Matrix. I don't know, man. And like, since we have announces outside of, since we have announced, I don't know how to really explain this, but since we have this system, you can actually run the miner 2 times on your fucking computer. You don't have to like, every terminal you open is like a new miner that you can add to your hashes. But see, then this might happen, right? So you see instantly I had like 5 happen, and then I got a timeout error because I'm hitting the RPC too much with one wallet address, right? Because I'm doing it over here too. So the only way to really get past this that I've discovered is you just have to up your gas. So then maybe I go to something like this. I change my priority fee to be 100 micro limp ports higher than this miner, so I can front run this miner with this miner on the same RPC. So this is where I think a lot of the issue is coming in right now, is that everyone is still hitting this thing with one address because this is so possible. This is possible. Like, why the fuck would I make 5 wallets if I can just do this and I can just pay the fee? But this fee is way too high. Like, we can't be doing this shit. We cannot be doing this. I mean, look at, like I said, the normal world on Solana. Actually, this isn't even normal. When Bitcoin was just going dumb right now, I took a screenshot. This was what it was at. When Bitcoin jumped up to 63,000 an hour ago, Solana's priority fee jumped up to 1.5 million micro LAN ports, aka 1.5 LAN port in fee. So right now it calmed down because everybody got their Bitcoins, are settling down, and you see how low the chain congestion is. So again, it's going to fluctuate on Solana. So maybe not hitting it all at the same time is the smartest move for your specific strategy. Maybe waiting again, because if you're horny for block space like myself, you're just saying, yo, I think this is cool. I want the first block space allocation of Solana. I got to get some XEN. Maybe just wait a little bit for everybody to hit the chain and then go back once it calms down, so you don't have to spend a lot in priority fee to get some coins. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's going to happen here. People are going to be wailing at this shit, not even realizing that they're losing all of their coins. You can type in Solana balance, and it'll show you how much balance you have. And what this is so like another thing. I'm not really doing a guide. I was gonna release one that I made, but it's already outdated. I have to wait until I gotta wait until they fix this timeout thing or come out with a different version, because what I just recorded doesn't really matter anymore. It's just education. So again, that's why I'm saying it's moving very quick, and it's hard to lock it in time. When it is locked in time, we'll all know. But long story short, I have a guide that's down below, and it's going to help you install the XEN miner on your MacBook. So that's what I'm rocking with. I'm rocking with a MacBook. Maybe you are too. In MacBook, in the terminal, we use a different installation concept for packages. In Linux, they use apt. In MacBook, you use Homebrew, which that's the package manager. So in my guide, I get you set up with all the clients you're going to need so that you can get started. Now, I haven't finished it all the way through, but at least you can start getting what you need, which is going to be the Solana client, right? Because once you have Solana in your terminal, then you can ask. I mean, it's not asking, but yeah, it's just inputting like, yo, what's my Solana address? Or I can type in like Solana, and I can do help, and it's gonna show me like all this shit that I could do if I want to do it. Yeah, this reminds you of like computer class in the early 2000s, just on a floppy disk on some Mac shit. We're just back to that. We're back to the principles of computer design. And I'm actually super comfortable in the command line now, and it's because of XENblocks. Now, the thing about XENblocks, which is kind of funny, is XENblocks is expensive now. Like getting into this top 100 shit was fucking expensive. And now it's even more expensive because the difficulty goes down and then you want to go up, but then you're like, damn, this shit is already expensive. It's like, I want to add more money to this, but what the fuck? Like, this is already expensive. I just need to maintain what I have, right? And that's what's the beauty of XENblocks is, again, I said in the beginning, I think it saved Zen. It branched off. It brought the value of the ideology to another area that now has 7 months worth of mining, 7 months of energy creation on XENblocks. So theoretically, again, XENblocks is extremely real, and it's like gonna be, in my opinion, the idea or the ideology of all that comes behind it. Like, you're gonna look at SolXEN, and when you ask yourself, well, how did this even come about? You'll always think about XENblocks. And then as other people make SolXEN style miners, they will also use XENblocks as like a leverage tool to comprehend like what this ideology came from, right? And then XENblocks, again, it's the security coin of X1 chain. So as long as X1 chain has users, then the ideology is truthfully stored in the XEN. Like, anyone holding the XEN is basically holding like really the Bitcoin of the X1 network. So like, as people discover X1 in every single area, they'll fumble back to the like, well, how is this all being put together? Oh, it's got a proof of work security coin that you can make right now if you have a GPU. You can, all you need is 2 GPUs. I actually have I've been using Tree City West. Tree City West got one of the coolest let me go to it. So Tree City West made this vast monitor. Oops. See, I've learned like how to just go in. Like, I don't even need to think about it anymore. It's all simple. It's very simple, bro. I think that this is, I can't believe they make computers so complex because it's very simple. But what Tree City West did was he made this monitor that you can use in your terminal. And then now I can like monitor my hashing. And what's crazy is that it's shown me the importance of hashing with low GPUs. Like, I was very speedy with my GPUs. Like, I was trying to just get 12 and go to and go, you know, I'm a rebel. Which I still have one of them. So you can see a 12 pack of A40s or A4000s. It's grossing me quite a bit. This has been running since the 30th of April. So been running for quite a while at 90 cents. And you can see here my overall cost per hour is $1.40, and I have 2,000 or 25,000 hashes. So that's pretty fucking good. And yeah, like XENblocks is, again, it's becoming more sound with the users. Like I said, like me, and I know a few other people that use this, which you can get from Tree City West. He's got everything. He's the fucking god. He is the GOAT. And like, yeah, if you get this, it helps monitor your spending habits so that you spend better. And that learning curve has kind of shown me that, like, what is stopping someone else from just doing this at their home? Like, if you get 4 A2000s at your house, you could be mining XENblocks, right? And you're yielding passive income in your living room, because X1 is what everybody is worried about. As long as people are on X1 chain and X1 has narrative, your Xenium will be valuable because it's securing that network. You know, your work is securing a whole ideology of people trying to build their own bullshit. And I think that's positive. Another hard fact in crypto is the only reason there's a market cap gap this large is because people will not move from Bitcoin to Ethereum. And the only reason there's a market cap gap this large between Ethereum and Solana is because ain't nobody gonna move from here if they ain't moving from here, you know? So, yeah, there is an opportunity here for a layer 1 to step into the game and challenge this theory of, like, you know, where is all of the value stored, right? Is it stored in a VC ideology? Is it stored in the hands of the community? You know, is it stored in a staking vault? I like the Bitcoin one, which is just over time it became more valuable because people mined it and hash rate went up, and so does difficulty. I think that's the most simple ideology and why it's still heavily protected in market cap. And again, XEN is living the same ideology, where again it's based on securing something bigger or greater than the token itself. Like, Bitcoin is just securing the financial state of, I don't know what the fuck, I don't know. Well, what are we even securing, dude? The dollar is gonna keep inflating. That's why I'm like, yo, Bitcoin should keep going up because the dollar gonna keep going up in inflation. And that shit's just going to go straight into Bitcoin. So I asked the same question for, like, the Bitcoin. Like, what is it really securing? Like, is it securing free, you know, is it just securing ideology, which we know, like, in Wall Street, they don't care about no ideology. Like, Wall Street could care less about your ideology. They just want to make some money. They just care about green candles, right? That's like the world versus Zen conversation. So yeah, I would say the same thing for Bitcoin. Like, what the fuck is it even securing besides my financial future? And even then, it's BlackRock owns most of it. So is it truly, is that even really, like, real, you know, to think like that? Like, that Bitcoin secures your next 10 years? You can if you think that shit, not me, man. I like this Solana Zen thing, though. Still running. So you see, like, now I got it going. Now I got to flow. And this is what I think a lot of people are going to be, how they're going to be hashing. Because this is super simple. But we'll see what Jack and team does to change it up a little bit. I think he mentioned a Commodore 64. Not the Commodore 64. You got to go all the way back. Way back. Well, this isn't mass adoption friendly. That's what I'm saying, though. Mass adoption is a marketing scheme. There's no such thing as an actual mass adoption. What there is interest. You can make a device that's very interesting, or you can make a product that's very interesting, and then users can want to use it because of its interest. And that is where you're trying to capture the mass adoption and interest and intention. You're not just trying to capture it and the number go up theory, because that's not sustainable. I'm actually under the impression now that there's so much infrastructure built on Zen that the mass adoption is still the Zen coin, but people don't want to buy it because everyone's on a standoff. And also, there's nobody new that's come in to just been like, oh my God, this system speaks to me. You know, it's just a whole bunch of people who are still saying, like, are still focused on price when the value is in mining. And that was the beginning. Settlement 2 of Zen was that the value is in mining, but we all try to force price, and it did sometimes happen. But then we got that 9 weeks again, like that 9 weeks of real dump. That hasn't showed up again though. This might be a once in a. I'm thinking this is a one-time thing though. One of those parts of reality, you know, like you weren't there for the Boston Tea Party or whatever the fuck. So people are always gonna be like, "Oh, it's like the Boston Tea Party." It was like, bro, we weren't even there. Like, we don't even know what the fuck really happened, you know. But I know what's happening right now here, and I was here for this. So this does not feel like this. I've been waiting for another feeling like this, and the FUD isn't there anymore because again, people were sick and tired of waiting for X1. Now everyone's just kind of like, win X1, win X1. It's like a joke, like win X1. So it's given this a runway to basically give someone the opportunity to exit, but it's impossible, bro. Yeah, you only get 100. You're only getting so much, so it's either now or never, you know. I'm hyped, bro. I don't know how to say it. It's Monday. We got it going up. And that's why I'm saying, yo, mass adoption is fucking a scam. It's bad to say it and not have a way to articulate it. You could just say it, you know. But articulation, so you can bring clarity to the idea, I think is super important. And that's what Zen is showing me. You actually do want a chart that has this reverse look. Like, this is a chart you want to be in at the bottom of said bull market and bear market. You have one side of the industry saying that we are in the bear market is over, and them niggas is looking depleted. That's like the banters, the Wall Street people. Jeez, they pumping GameStop. They so out of it right now. They don't know what to do with themselves. Warren Kitty just showed up out of nowhere on a Monday. Man, the reality is boring. But yeah, I would say that if you're looking for the easiest play and not have to be following some roaring kitty or some banters, you could simply just get in Zen and learn about it, learn about how crypto actually works, and strap in for the gnarliest ride of them all, while everybody else is riding multiple different bullshits. You'll only need one, and I think that's really what it's all about. The industry doesn't talk like that, though. They tell you to get into every other coin possible. Then they would tell you that Zen is forever down, which it is. But yeah, you need to be a miner, man. You need to be a miner. I forget what my next mint is. I'm kind of sad it's not right now, because now the gas is bubbling. I'm chilling. I'm stacking at work. That's the way to do it. What are we sleeping on, or what are we sipping on? A high-end coffee here. Yeah, my May has been pretty down bad. No mints. No. Okay, so I have no more ETH mints. Right, that's exactly how it would happen. Oh wait, I'm looking at Moonbeam only. That's why. There we go. I got some Binance coming up. Damn, billions of Binance. No Ethereum? Okay, so I have no more ETH. Oh, I have we gotta go get this one. Let's go see that Avalanche. That Avalanche do. Wow, I really don't have an ETH mint for a while. Yeah, damn, 16th of June. It's pretty far away. So this is just basic. Like again, in June, a lot of people's in mints happen where the turbulence of the past stopped a lot of people from minting. So not too many people have a lot of crazy mint months left. And that's part of the hyperinflation state of Zen. So we are into a different conversation now, like really bringing up the idea that price has impacted anybody's perception of Zen is like it's like you should just exit now, in the sense like you should save yourself the stress of trying to explain this shit to a brick wall, because the rest of us are brick walls. Like, it does not matter. Like, send it to zero, please. We've been waiting for that. You know? So I think for those that are curious on why we're still waiting for it, you should check it out. Because once you check out the real tokenomics of how Zen works, about how it is squeezing, how there is less Zen being created, and it's noticeable now, how buyers move the price. Yeah, you could pull $35,000 out of the liquidity pool and ETH is going to show up again. It's just going to show up again every single time. So, you know, I don't see any other projects like this. Please show me one that's like this, you know, and then show me some sub networks that have the same characteristics. Again, that's why Zen is dope on Base, because you don't need to recreate it. It's already there. You just go and interact with it, and it does the same things it does on Ethereum. And you can show people like, yo, look at Supply Shark is here. Look at Base. This is crazy. The liquid supply is on the floor. Come join the gang. Just buy it and stake it. People can continue to try to sell it, but that's what's the dope part about CBZen. If there's not many people willing to sell it, but they keep creating it and staking it and waiting for X1 chain, the day that it comes to burn, or if let's say someone does make a burn contract on Base, that would impact the fuck out of the supply, and people would be super shocked. They'd be like, yo, what? But yeah, maybe that's for another conversation. That's for another conversation. People still got to understand regular Zen before they can even step into the side chains. That's why it's so lonely on the side chains. It's so lonely on the side chains. Da da da. At this moment, there were only 3 subscribers. At this moment, only your and Tree subscribers are gonna go up. That's it. Shit, we'll see, man. Shout out to Tree City West. Go follow him. Get him to 2,000. I just broke 2,000 subscribers. Big ups to everybody that subs to the channel. We're trying to figure out what we're doing with this. All we're doing is pushing facts. I don't know. Maybe I'm saying the wrong words. Maybe I should be like, you're going to make a 10,000x. You're going to buy here, and then you're going to buy this. You see, all I'm saying is watch your prey. Like, I'm watching Solana Bitcoin because I got some Bitcoins and I want to sell into Solana, but I'm waiting for it to stop being Fugazi. Right on schedule. Look at that. Looking at the hourly. Got up to the 200, the 72. Rejected after a really good run up. I'm not in a rush to buy Solana because I still need to wait for SolXEN to be confirmed. And that's why, again, I'm saying, like, take your time to learn how to do it. If no one has a solid guide, that means it's still growing and you have time to fumble and stumble and humble yourself to the command line. But the day that you see Tracy wants to get a guide, you know, Crypto Bro has a guide, Joseph has a new guide, you know, Al's got 5 guides, you know, and I don't know, like, who else? Tomo's got a guide. Shit. There's a button. Yeah, once there's a button, it's over for you. Even I'm trying to make a button. Yeah, see, like, in computer science, I feel like it's hard to get inspired to develop things. But, like, being in the Zen world is, like, fun because there's so many new ideas that come up that need articulation. So if you're, like, a web designer and you're really good at articulating buttons, or you're really good at articulating user flows, creating for Zen-based projects actually is a bonus for you when it comes to trying to have users experience your work, you know? I wish there was more people that were willing to understand the open source perception of what I'm talking about and didn't just come to Zen World for profit, so they can really stretch it out. I would say somebody who's like that is like DBZen. They've been rocking the whole time. Even though the community over there is kind of shifty, the token itself has been trying to figure out how to stay in parallel with Zen. And that's kind of why, again, I'm surprised to see that there's not more developers trying to stay in parallel with Zen. Joseph is also doing shit too. He's cooking, you know. And again, there's ideas that I know people have that aren't ready yet because it's not the time. So I'm hyped for June. I think June's going to be a great time. But right now we do have a DXN coin. We do have a Phoenix coin. And yeah, we'll see what those developers decide to dev. GM, they paused it. Oh, wow. They paused it. That's crazy. Thanks for the one Gwei on BB. Yeah. Binance had to lower their gas, though. There was no way they were going to be able to compete with any of the other chains coming online. That's what this has exposed to me in the layer 2 world, is that people monopolize gas. At least being a Xenian, I can now understand that. Like, everybody actually built a monopoly on gas and sold you their gas coin. And then we all were shilling gas coins, when really we should have been shilling a bigger idea, which is innovation in the node structure. That's what happens. When you're shilling Zen, you're basically telling the world that you care about connectivity. It's like shilling everything else low key. You're kind of shitting on the planet, because they all take so much resource to create nothing. But X1 is gonna even have an optimized engine so that it's really running at a low efficiency rate. Like, somebody has said it once, I think it was Busy. He said Jack Levin's building the greenest blockchain ever. And that's going to be a thing. Like, does your blockchain take a lot of emissions? Is it crushing the planet? You know, like, does it require a lot of power to make something come to life? You know, so when you promote a Zen world coin, you're really promoting that. You're promoting a better experience with less congestion, because that's what X1 is going to bring when it's fucking live. And yeah, man, I ain't got nothing else. It's fucking Monday. We waiting to see what the world does. Get your Zen or get your Solana so you can get your soul Zen correct. Follow the guides. Again, mine's is a work in progress. There's Zach's that's going to be connected to this one too. Oh yeah, they also have Solana Zen .io now. So there's a website. Go check out the website. And yeah, man, we're going to come to Solana. We're going to steal those blocks, and they're going to be pissed. I shouldn't say steal. We're going to use them. We're going to use your blocks, Solana. I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready. Peace.